Howdy kids, Dr. Freedom here. Times some Dr. News is from in and around the Hoodiverse that may or may not affect you, afflict you, or even somewhat incite you to go mad, scream ah, and then realize that yeah, we're now actually halfway through Series 12 coming this weekend. A lot of people are looking forward to Fugitive of the Judoon, or Fugitive from the Judoon, whatever it is. Well, apparently there's been a lot of hype going on, like Nikki Wilson's even said. There's a lot of twists and teasers and all that going on in this episode. And they said if you thought the Master coming back was impressive, just wait till you see this episode. So I'm really hoping it's something that's going to live up to the hype that they've been generating over here on Twitter. But speaking of Twitter, let's start right here. Now, this popped up on Doctor Who Brazil. Doctor Who Production News, of course, translated it for us. Apparently this young actress here, I want to say her name is Gabriela Toloi. It says right here, she'll feature in the episode Praxeus, and that she was born in Sao Paulo, Brazil, and she's been in the UK for 3 years, and I guess they're very proud of the fact that, you know, she's gotten this role on Doctor Who, whatever it is. So, hang on, there she lives, that's what she looks like. Lovely young lady. Entertainment Weekly confirming something we already knew, but apparently Jodie's out there saying it loudly and proudly that yes, she'll be playing the Doctor again in Series 13. We already knew this back from a TV Weekly ad, if I remember right. It came out and said it, and it's like, why it's a big surprise, don't know. She's going to probably do 3 years and out, just like everybody else, you know, just about has done in the new series, except for, of course, Eccleston. So, no big surprise there, but I'm going to leave this interview article, well, it's not really that big, for you to read. There you go. Moving forward, Mandip Gill said she always wanted to portray a police officer, and this was from an interview with Two Shot Podcast. And she goes, I thought about becoming a police officer for a second, just so I could police what was going on around. But I was scared of dogs, scared of the dark, can't swim, and scared of heights, which is not going to bode well. So that lasted about 10 minutes. That's why I've always wanted to play a police officer, I think, because I've always wanted to be one. It just wasn't feasible in real life. So, kind of nice thing there from Mandip Gill. She's been doing a lot of interesting things on Twitter lately. She just did like a Q&A on Twitter not too long ago. So, cool beans. Moving forward, this is a breakdown of the Coming Soon trailer that popped up. I think it was on BBC America. It leaked out first, and then it's been passed around. And there's been some very interesting things going on there. Like, all right, before we go any further, spoiler alert, spoiler alert, spoiler alert. I used not to have to do this, but all right, Rita Ariu plays Gat, and this is the person you've been seeing drifting around in pictures. The Junoon leader, played by Paul Casey. The interior of Gloucester Cathedral is filmed by a drone. Neil Stuke is Lee Clayton, a Gloucester tour guide, and Ruth Clayton's husband. And there's been a lot of speculation about Ruth Clayton and who that character might actually be. We'll see. Like I said, I've been hearing so many different stories lately about this whole series. It's crazy. All right, the Judoon are on the hunt for a fugitive, but which character is the fugitive? Will it be turned out to be the person you least suspect? And of course, well, we all know they're going to be there. Episode 6, Praxeus. Now, the threat for this episode has been shown in various trailers. You know, you got the flock of birds. There's the lighthouse. Now, not much is known about the episode, but this from episode 7. But some scenes from Emma Sullivan's filming block featuring this character played by Ian Gelder, who, by the way, was also the voice of the remnants in the Ghost Monument. Interesting. Were shot on August 5th on Spencer Street in Cardiff. It seems to be his voice in the trailer stating, all humanity will fall. Episode 8. And here we go. There's, Tosin Cole, Mandip Gill, and guest star Lily Miller. And this is the one that's rumored to feature Mary Shelley and the Cybermen. But the thing is, as we've noticed when we did a little thing of this trailer before on the Omega Files, I'm beginning to wonder if this isn't some kind of rebuilt Cyberman, judging from the looks of it, which may lead into the Frankenstein aspect of the story. We'll find out a little bit later. And here's a few scenes from the trailer that they could not yet place. Some interesting, weird stuff going on there. And there you go. So, interesting stuff going on in that trailer, and I believe there's also a link to it up here. There it is. So if you want to go check it out for yourself, let me know what you found in it. Okay, Fugitive of the Judoon cast news and images, and this is mainly running over a lot of stuff we already know about, but, nice images of the Judoon, and of course, there's Ruth Clayton, the Gloucester tour guide, who everybody's been speculating like mad, allegedly has some kind of hidden identity or something like that. At least that's the story. I like the rifle. That's pretty cool, and the haircut. That's kind of nice. And a lot of people have been having fun with this particular picture, such as caption this one and all that. There we go. Basically some of the more of the same stuff, but this is out of that, scenes from Fugitive from the Judoon. All right, let's keep it moving, shall we? All right, 10 thoughts about Doctor Who Nikola Tesla's Night of Terror. And this is like various different things they saw over here on Bleeding Cool. I'm going to leave you to decide what you think of it. There's a bit of positive, there's a bit of minus. And like I said, I try to keep an open mind on these things. I really do. And Sophie Aldred, by the way, has her book coming out. You may have seen it advertised in the credits of this last episode. And it's called At Childhood's End. I was very fortunate that I was on the Legend of the Traveling TARDIS podcast for this interview with Sophie Aldred herself. And we talked over a lot of great stuff. We didn't go into too many spoilery details about the book. So if you want to see, you don't have to worry about it. If you go to this, I'll leave the link to this for you. It was a really fun time. Now, sooner or later, the video call of this will go up. And yes, Sophie was on camera with us for this particular interview. And I think you'll really enjoy it. Sophie's always fun to have on. I can tell you that from experience. Also very, very informative, very intelligent, very charming lady. Like I said, I believe it was supposed to originally come out on February 6th, but I think it's available for pre-order. Go take a look at it. I've read it. It's a very good book. I enjoyed it very much. Has a lot of stuff for the classic and a lot of stuff for the new Whovian, whatever you choose. So here we go. Let's keep moving forward. Speaking of Sophie Aldred, she explains how her new Doctor Who book will resolve Ace's mysterious fate. Once again, this article is going just a wee bit into Childhood's End. There's the cover for it. I wonder who's going to be in it. Okay, which is why I've been seeing some really lewd comments popping up here and there. And just because, guess who's on the cover? Weird stuff going on, but like I said, be sure to go check this book out. By the way, there is an audio version coming down the pike where Sophie will narrate it. And I love the sound of her voice. So I'm thinking about getting the audiobook anyway and listening to it again. All right, Doctor Who Dark Universe. Now, I listened to this today. Now, I'm kind of getting tired of the 11 myself, who's one of the main characters in this story. But it was a very interesting story nonetheless. It really, really goes to the dark side, quite literally. So if you want to go check this is out from Big Finish. All right, now here we go. The Orphan 55 official ratings. This is why a large number of the usual weirdos are out there thumping their chest, punching the air. Oh, look, I'm dancing on the grave of a show I claim to be passionate about. Oh, goodness great. But here's what they don't tell you. Get ready for this. Now, Orphan 55 came in with a consolidated rating of like 5.38 million viewers. That'll, of course, once again go up when the plus 28s are in. Now, this is, of course, straight from the BARB. Unlike Rotten Tomatoes, the BARB uses actual figures and not botted votes. Now, this makes the episode the 10th most watched on the BBC television for the week. It's Doctor Who was still in the top 10 for the week. But you'll never hear Narcotics say that. You'll never say Mega Dum Dum say it. You won't hear any of them say that. All they'll say is, Doctor Who's losing viewers. Well, guess what? It beat Dancing on Ice, which was the big reality show of the night, which only got 5.1 on its consolidated. And by the way, you know how many television network executives would punch out and gouge out their own right eye to get a 23.7% share of the total television audience here? I'm not kidding, but they don't tell you that. All they keep saying is, the numbers are dropping. Now, Orphan 55 and an AI score of 77, which is still not bad, but above 80 is excellent. So, like I said, it's just, to me, the story kind of fell apart. I know a lot of you enjoyed it, so I'm not going to knock on you for it. But it just wasn't my cup of tea. We've seen the, oh, look, it's Earth thing all the way back in Planet of the Apes, even in the classic series of Doctor Who. You had it during the Trial of a Time Lord season. I think it was The Mysterious Planet. Forgive me, I'll probably bang my head later because I got it wrong, but I think it is The Mysterious Planet, where they find out that this planet called Ravalox is actually Earth and blah, blah, blah. Sorry if I spoiled it for you. Guess what? You're about 30 years too late. All right, but moving forward. Overnight viewing figures for Nikola Tesla's Night of Terror. It came in at 4.04 million viewers. But still, this can go up. The official figures probably won't be out till this Monday for the consolidateds. And it'll probably be somewhere between 5.5 and 6 million. But I think this one's going to be more watched because of the fact that Tesla and Edison are such, enigmatic historical figures. I think it'll draw some people in. Unfortunately, it did get beat by Dancing on Ice this week, but it got beat by a whopping 48,000 viewers. Something like that. Or is it 480,000? I keep losing track. My brain is going numb. It said top for the day was Call the Midwife with 6.3 million viewers. So it kind of gives you an idea of how many people are actually watching television these days in the UK, when it airs. Now, the late news managed 4.38 million viewers, pushing Doctor Who into 6th place for that night. So still, you're still in the top 10. It was the 50th highest rated program for the week. But like I said, they're recovering from Orphan 55. But okay, now the overnight figure goes for those who watched the show. It counts those who watched the show that night. Well, once I said, this will go up. Okay, this will probably be about between, say, 5.5 and 6 million by the time it's done. Black Archive update. The latest edition of the Black Archive is up. And remember, this is a nice little thing they throw out every now and then. If you're into the Black Archive, it's out there. Okay, the latest edition of the Black Archive looks at the 1973 Doctor story, The Silurians. This story raises the issues of land rights, the 1970s energy crisis, technological innovation, and animal experimentation. So if you're into this kind of thing where it's going to go into this, boom, there you go. Black Archive is out. Now, one last thing before we go. Once again, don't listen to the naysayers. I keep saying that. I hate to acknowledge they're out there, but sadly they're out there. They're buzzards. They're vultures. They're pariahs. They're jackals. They're circling around stuff. They were the same ones who said that Rotten Tomatoes had predicted that Series 11 was going to fail, and Series 11 got the highest ratings they'd had in a few years. So don't listen to these guys, especially if anyone you're watching who's a naysayer or you feel is one, or you just can't say anything positive about Doctor Who, refers to Rotten Tomatoes as an example, it's time to tune out. Have a good night, folks. Take care.